Main thing is all these people, they made it. For one thing, the same thing that I do. I don't care if there's 99 fucking things against me. I'm going to look at the one sliver of hope that I got, and I'm going to put all my strength there. All of it. Quit fucking believing everything has to be in your favor. The real ones make it in their favor. They don't need shit to be easier.
That's exactly what it is, man. And I've always lived that lifestyle. I always talk about living day one, week one. Cause I started day one, week one of Buds so many fucking times. And when you hear that, your heart just crumbles like, fuck, day one, week one again, man. I could go through all that shit again. Like I said, it became my new norm. And I found so much growth in that day one, week one mentality. But what I did wrong, I tried to put that mentality on a lot of people, and they don't want it.
Yeah. What do you think people most misunderstand about your story?
I'm not happy. The biggest thing is they say, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes, man. Have you seen his eyes? It looks like he has demons in his eyes. He looks so unhappy. I'm like,
there's a lot of projection.
You know, and I see some of this shit. I think that the biggest thing is I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. You know, all this shit. They're so missing the point, man. What they see in me is a very focused, driven human being who found a buried fucking treasure within himself. Not many people found it. So the journey I'm on is very different than most people, which is why I don't judge people. I'll say that many times. I don't judge people. I'm judged a lot by how I look. My eyes, my not smiling all the time, not laughing, not joking. And that's I'm a funny motherfucker. Big time. But guess what? Right now, it's easy to be happy. It's easy to smile. Those are the good times. The good times. Those times don't need to be trained. You know, I had to train myself for good times. Those times, for most people, don't need to be trained. What I'm trying to give you all is the misery of sometimes we go through in life. Those are the times we don't want to fucking talk about. We want to skip forward to peace. Let's just fucking fuck all this. Let's skip all this pain and suffering and misery of real life. Let's cover it over, nice big blanket, and let's find peace. No. Sorry. It's not possible. Got to go into that fucking hellhole of life that you have that fucked you up and fix it. And that's what I'm here to do.
You got to go to war with yourself before there's peace.
That's what I say in the book.
That's what you say in the book.
You must go to war with yourself before you find peace. So I'm trying to give you tools on how to do that. And I'm not considering smile and be happy about it. It's a hard journey. It's a real journey. It's a journey that's going to take you way outside of being comfortable. You'd be very, very uncomfortable doing it.
It's what we're here to do.
Very,
you know what I mean?
A lot of people don't see that.
I love that story that you tell about, you know, showing up at the pearly gates and wanting to be evaluated based upon your potential.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean? I believe we're here to grow and progress and evolve. And if you're not committed to that journey, then I think you're missing the beauty of life. And that doesn't mean it's easy, because it fucking ain't. No. It is the warrior's path, truly.
100%.
But if you don't acclimate to challenging yourself and facing obstacles and becoming better on a consistent daily basis, then what the fuck are you doing?
100%. And sometimes you have to put the obstacle in front of you. That's why I went to be
right. So now life's good and easy.
No.
So you have to create these obstacles.
That's
because
the thing about it. I have no obstacles anymore, man. Life is good.
So I'm going to go up to Montana or Wyoming or wherever the fuck you go to go.
I go to Montana and said, here's my obstacle. So once your life gets easy and everything is great, it's time to go online and Google some obstacles to put right the fuck in front of you.
And when you look back on your childhood and you think about your dad, do you find peace with that? Do you find gratitude?
100%, man. For me to start this journey, I had to go back to where it started from. And I came from that man. That man is a part of me. I had to accept that. Had to accept that a lot of my insecurities, why that man beat me, why that man beat my mom, why that man got in my head. And everybody said he had a fucked up life. I had to study him. And I had to realize, I had to find peace with all that. I had to realize that what he did, it wasn't like he hated me. Mm-hmm. He hated himself. And so once you start to grow up, and like I say, take the different vantage point, I had to forgive that man. Even though I didn't say sorry, he never said sorry. We had our last conversation at 22 years old, and he died about 4 or 5 years ago. That was the last time I talked to him at 22 years old.
But he was able to see you become successful from a distance.
I think it hurt him. I think it hurt him because he saw me become a man that he was very proud of, and he didn't have much to do with it. But once again, I didn't hate him for that.
He was the fuel beneath it all.
He was a lot of the fuel, man. But but I will say this: anger was never my fuel. A lot of people think that.
See, I would think that would be maybe a big misconception about you.
It is.
It's easy to look at you, and that guy is lit up on anger and resentment and rage.
Even back in the day. So I gotta say, I've never said this before. I was actually telling my fiance this the other day. People think anger was my fucking fuel. Just so, yeah, anger can be a fuel. Anger got me to look into things to become better. I want to show him. But I'll tell you one thing, when you're suffering and you're fucking at the wit's end and you want to fucking quit, that anger is gone, brother.
Well, it's also not a sustainable fuel source.
Your mind is thinking about, let's get the fuck out of here. So I realized this anger ain't shit. I didn't think about my dad beat me up. I didn't think about kids calling me nigga. I didn't think about any of that shit. I thought about, man, this fucking water is cold as balls, man. I get the fuck out of here. So I realized anger was no fuel for me. It may have got me to say, I'm going to be somebody. Anger got me caught up in some serious ego trips, man.
Yeah. And on the subject of sustainable fuel sources, motivation's not your favorite.
Motivation is just...
Goggins, he's so motivational. I'm so motivated. I'm so inspired.
No, man. Motivation is just kindling, man. Yeah. It's just kindling. Like, all these fires that happen out here in California, man. So it's so tragic what happened out here. But those fires start by a little motivation. And this is what I'm looking at, man. It's like a little spark starts these big fires. It was so crazy. And that's why I look at motivation. Motivation is just a spark. But those little sparks, if somebody comes by real quick with some water, that fire's down. It's out. But if you come by and that little fire, no one touches it, and that little fire, which is motivation, which is kindling, and that kindling grows off to, like, they call it 1 hour fuels, 2 hour fuels, 10 hour fuels, 10,000 hour fuels. You want that thing to boil over and catch a nice big log. It's going to burn a long time. Then that big log starts catching everything on fire. This is your soul. So motivation a lot of times can be fucking just put some water on it, puts it out. That motivation needs to turn into drive, passion, obsession to what you want to become. And once you become obsession or driven, it's a fucking inferno. So now you got to call in tons of firefighters and call in for help for here, calling for help from there. And they're not putting that shit out. Only thing that can take that thing out, it's got to burn itself out.
But obsession is self-generated. You can't will another person to become obsessed.
Not at all.
That has to, be something that is cultivated deep inside yourself.
Deep.
And most people never experience what it's like to be obsessed. And I think we put a negative label. Label on obsession. Oh,
hell yeah.
He's obsessed.
No, to me, it's a daggone. It's a compliment. It's a compliment, man, to be. And a lot of times it can fuck you up. It can ruin your life. You can be obsessed, but I'll tell you one thing. If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you could be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes.
That's the truth.
It takes every second of your fucking life. Anybody says balance? Yeah, balance is important for a lot of fucking people. It is. But if you want to fucking go to that edge where people do not like you, don't understand you, question everything you fucking do, you've arrived. When you are misunderstood to the point where fucking people think you're psycho and you're nuts and you're this and that, why are you in the fucking gym at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning? You just got to doing an op for fucking 13, 14 hours after Ranger School, man, at the gym. What is wrong? You will never understand what is wrong with me. And that's why I'm so fucking glad you don't, because I'm in the right fucking spot. When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it.
Boom.
Don't want you to get it.
Yeah.
And true love ain't lies. Love is not fucking lies. So we have to protect each other by getting in the fucking way. People who don't stand in the way of you harming yourself, you destroying yourself, they don't love you. They're selfish. Transcend self today. Make that video that will save a life. Make that phone call that will save a friend. Get in the fucking way. Show them you love them. Love's a verb and love ain't lies. I love you guys. I'll prove with sacrifice and action how much I'm willing to do for this, for us, for all of us to be better. So I don't have a shit bag down here at the liquor store all fucked up with his pants around his ankles, drunk, around my fucking kid. Because guess what? He had a shitty fucking father, a fucked up male role model. All these men fucked it up. You shitty fucking dads, womanizing, alcohol, not being there for your fucking daughter, your son. We're the problem. Shitty men are the problem in this fucking world. Change, motherfucker. Let's grow. Let's show